doing? It's your boy Money Mark here, starting off with another awesome segment of Logical Crazy Talk. I'm your boy, it's your boy, Money Mark, chilling with, I guess, two losers that like hang out with me. No. Okay, can you at least repeat that lame shit that you just said, that you just shouted into the...
Say what? Say again?
Can you repeat that lame shit you just shouted into the atmosphere?
Showtime.
Okay, showtime. All right, and always he's accompanied with Okay,
you ain't gonna say my name? Say my name.
I don't know what the fuck your name is.
Say my name.
I don't know what your name is. I'm Money Mark because that's easy, but apparently it has to be difficult. So, what's your name again?
It's Tim.
Oh, it's Tim. Okay, real riveting, real captivating stuff here. Okay, guys, it's another episode, another edition of Logical Crazy Talk. Make sure you definitely check us out on YouTube, and coming soon to major DSPs or whatever DSP they'll allow us to put our content up there. However, we can get that done going. That'd be great. How's everybody doing?
Man, I'm living, baby. You know what I'm saying? Out here living good.
You eating, B?
I'm eating, B.
Well, I'm definitely eating with that stimmy.
Okay.
Nah, that shit came and went, bro. Like, I got some new tires. It was gone.
All right, we saved it. Me starting a new job and everything.
Came and went.
Yeah,
we saved it. We just put it up somewhere. And man, they're raising the mortgage, so we're just like, well, okay, that's not what we agreed to. But okay,
right.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that number, huh?
That's a real thing. You fucking with us?
Nah, it's some escrow shit. It's just some escrow shit. Yeah, you know how to escrow. You know how to escrow account be. If there's not enough money left in escrow at the end of the year, they take the difference over to next year.
Adjust them in.
The rollover. So typical bullshit. I mean, you know how it works. I guess good old escrow. As skeezy, we probably should get I think we have some realtor friends on that went to A&M, right? Maybe we should get them on here to talk to us about some escrow. You know what I'm saying? Give us some big business, big
the
house,
inside scoop,
big house, something. I don't remember songs. I noticed that I remember one or two words, and then I just replaced it with something.
Yes, you do.
I noticed my friends just let me do it. So whatever.
I didn't.
Big house. No, motherfucker. You let me get away with that for a little bit.
Yeah, that's because.
Okay, then that's what I'm talking about.
That's
so big
because
house,
the words you place in
stars.
there sound so similar.
Because I don't know the words.
Actually, say. So
everybody else
be like, wait, what?
How was that not holding your shirt?
Holding your shirt.
How's that? How did you not say it? Holding your shirt fits right there. I'm gonna get you, Merc. Holding your shirt.
And they get hurt.
Shirt.
Merc.
Holding your shirt
in the dirt. Homeboy, catch me first. That Ti.
No. Holding your shirt. See. So we should do a live poll.
Oh man. And
let the audience decide if holding your shirt or whatever bullshit you just said, which one works better. And I think we should let the fans decide. Anyways, so this weekend, jumping into it, guys. So this weekend, right? I was chopping up with one of my mentees, and we're talking about basketball. Never talk about basketball with anybody that's not in the same generation as you, because they'll piss you off, and it just is what it is. And listen, I just wanted to bring it to you guys and see what you guys think, right? The conversation, we were talking about LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, the age-old argument. Obviously, we run a content-based scenario, and we ain't ever talked about it, so we'll get to talk about it now, whatever. Anyways, so shit, I don't know. But, because you can always say someone's gonna watch this and the eyes gonna roll in the back of the head. Just stop listening to it. It's all good. But anyways, or fast forward, either or, you can do that.
Right.
Anywho, so. Or I guess don't listen to us. I mean, it's all good. But you killed this with me. You killed this with me too. I mean, are we canceled yet? Have we made it into the canceled realm yet, Chris?
But you got to remember, every time we put out a new one, we're gonna have a little bit more progress. Like they have to go back to that. That was old Chris. That was 19.
Progress. You didn't recant any of those statements.
That was 2020 Chris. That was 2020 Chris.
Okay, you didn't recant any of your statements, but it's all good. But anyways, so age-old argument, Jordan versus LeBron. Now, for me, this is what I'm saying. I'm a Chicago kid, you know what I'm saying? Go Hawks. I'm a Chicago kid, right? Half Chicago, half suburbs, whatever, but ain't nobody counting. That's the thing I hear, apparently. So I guess I'm going to be biased. I mean, most of the shoes, when I buy shoes, it's either some form of Jordan. Every now and then I'll buy some other person's shoes. I think my loyalty to Jordan is going to be a little there, but I'm willing to understand the argument that someone would have in regards to LeBron. Like at this point, you have to make an argument for LeBron, especially after him winning this last title. Like I just saw an article on YouTube, Shannon Sharp basically saying that, if the regular season would end now, LeBron James would have the MVP right now. And I don't know what year he's in, but I mean, he's making a case. I would argue though that when KD is healthy, LeBron James is not the best player in the NBA. That's just my personal opinion. But I want to know what your thoughts were.
You want to start that off,
There's no question, man. No question at all. I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. Best player ever. You can't really compare anyone else to him. LeBron's just going to be a LeBron. That's it. He's never going to be the same as Michael. Michael wanted to win. Like Michael's a different monster than LeBron is. Like, you just can't put those two together.
Definitely agree. I definitely agree. Like, LeBron's the person that kind of makes everybody better on the court, and Jordan's gonna make you better off the court. When you get on that court, you better do what we practice, kind of do. And then on top of that, he's the type of person that's gonna take over. I feel like LeBron kind of sits back, especially like playoff times. Like he's waiting for like the game to come to him instead of just like grabbing it. Like dudes are trained. Like he should just be like, all right, it's time to go. For that reason, I would choose Jordan.
Okay.
But
if you had to pick, right, you have 3 seconds left on the clock. Who you going with, Jordan or LeBron?
Okay, so let me say this. I'm not gonna answer that question because that question that's a bullshit question. It's not. But it's one of those. It's not. Because you know why? And I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this as a Jordan fan, as a person who picks Jordan over LeBron. That is just BS that we say to defer us from the monument of achievements that exist that LeBron has.
Man, are we talking about achievements, or are we talking about basketball? You talking about basketball?
I'm just saying, like, it is a mountain of achievements.
No, it is. So like, I mean, I would say
LeBron, like, go ahead.
LeBron is like a better stats player. Like he does have I would argue guys, like he has maybe a better overall game.
Guys, let me ask you this, guys. Take out the bullshit intangibles, right? Take out the intangibles, because that's what everyone goes to.
Okay, first I'm going to ask you, what are the intangibles?
Well, I mean, shit that we can't compute, like Killer Instinct. Like, we can't fucking compute Killer Instinct.
Yeah, you can. Who shows up at
playtime?
No,
you can't.
Who shows up at playtime? I meant playoff.
Give me the
stat.
All right, give me the stat. Give me the stat that shows Killer Instinct. LeBron James' numbers don't suffer in the playoffs.
But we also have to understand, like, a lot of these players are playing for stats right now. Jordan didn't play for stats. Jordan played to win. He
But
didn't
he's
care
winning.
about his stats like
But he's
that.
winning championships, Chris. He's on his fourth.
But listen. You
He's
just
on,
said
so he's going on
stats.
his fifth.
We're talking about stats though right now. That's what you said.
Okay.
You said I want stats. Jordan didn't play
I'm
for
just
stats.
saying.
Jordan
I'm
played
just
to
saying.
win.
Or
LeBron
can I
and these
rephrase my
era
argument?
players.
Can I rephrase my? Well, what I'm saying is this, right? It's not just sold stats because these are not empty stats. Like, all I'm saying is this: I like Jordan better, but we cannot act like LeBron James is not legendary. Like, we can't act like LeBron James is not like.
He's not. But I mean, like to say, I don't know.
You can't
feel
put.
like
I can't put Jordan. I can't put Jordan LeBron in the same category. LeBron had to run around to find his team to win a championship. Jordan stayed in one area and made his team. He was able to create what he wanted, where he was at. He didn't have to go. I'm going to team up with the best players.
You can't. He had the greatest. I mean,
Jordan.
Chicagoans hate Jerry Krause, but he did. If it wasn't for the fact that he fucked up Phil, the whole Phil Jackson situation, he'd be considered one of the greatest GMs ever in basketball.
But he also
probably still is.
Jordan took pay cuts to get certain players around him.
Huh?
Jordan took major pay cuts to get certain people around him.
And LeBron got rid of people to get certain people around him.
I think he took a pay cut too up in Miami, though.
What are you talking about? He had to.
But he jumped on
the A side in
superstars already.
Listen, guys, but we guys got to think about it.
So for me,
what's the difference of playing with a big three that you put together or a big three that the GM luckily put together? What's the difference? I mean,
luckily put together.
It's harder. It's a part of the game. I mean, it's the business side.
But what if your GM sucks? What if your GM sucks?
But you're saying like, okay, so if Jordan wasn't Jordan, Pippen wouldn't be Pippen then. Jordan pushed Pippen to be a better player.
Or Pippen was just an anomaly.
Nah, he wasn't. Pippen said it. Pippen said without Jordan, he wouldn't have become who he was. Pippen wasn't going to be that great without Jordan.
But then didn't Pippen say James was better than Jordan? You can't really. I mean, you can't really.
Twice.
You can't really say.
He said it twice.
But I mean, like for me, like this whole argument is hard to do in general because it's like the greatest of all time. It'll never be there. Like I mean, like to compare these people, you would have to compare them in their prime. The league was different. Like it's so many variables to be like this person was better than this one. So I mean, like Jordan definitely had to be a tougher, like tenacious type of player, not taken away from James. But right now, like they have that little hand check and all that. So I mean, you could bail out like real easy. Not saying he can't take it because that dude's
the only backwards part is that if you throw LeBron back in that time with his same size and speed and allow him to hit people like you wanted to hit people, it'd be fucking terrible.
It's hard. That's what I'm saying. So it's
it'd be a different game.
Because I mean, I'm just saying like Sean Kemp was bullying people, and it's like,
man.
I mean, as great as great. Okay.
Sean Kemp was pretty great though.
All right. Sean Kemp has a lot of highlights.
The greatest that never made it.
Sean Kemp has a lot of highlights.
The best that ever was.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. How about if I were to tell you that Blake Griffin has had a better career than Sean Kemp? What would you say to me?
I agree.
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many greats out there. So that's a number. Numbers.
Yeah, it just listen. Sean Kemp has the greatest highlight package ever. The greatest highlight package ever. Like when you go on YouTube, Sean Kemp highlights, that is the best one.
Man,
just wasn't, man.
The point
is John Starks is John Starks a legend? No, he's not. I make it easy.
to that position, maybe.
He's no, he's not.
John Stockton.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, there's some players that we like, right, that are legendary to us, but like in the scope of what a legend is, like I love Baron Davis and Steve Francis. Those fellows are not legends. They can cook a lot of people. Might be considered to be legends, but they're not. It just is what it is. Like they never were able to produce a season that multiple seasons that would be legendary status. So it just is what it is. As dope as Baron Davis was, like, it is what it is. AI, I think he was just too much of a cultural. I mean, what AI did his thing though.
Are you saying that he's not? a superstar? What are you saying?
No, I ain't saying. Relax.
Who, AI?
He's a
Relax.
legend. That's a legend.
Relax.
Oh, yeah.
Relax. Relax.
Got
It's like,
hacked.
I'm gonna get my do-rag right now.
Some people, I said AI is more cultural impact. I mean, I think it's like a cultural impact that comes with AI. So on top of the fact that, he was a small fella and kind of revolutionized and changed the game. So I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, for me, this is what I'm gonna say in regards to the Jordan LeBron competition. What I say is this: LeBron will never pass Jordan, and it has nothing to do with basketball. I would say that at best, LeBron can hope to like create his own legacy or whatever the case may be.
That's the only thing he can do.
And be a anomaly, a legend in and of itself. But he can do that. He's already established in that. In my end, I say that Michael Jordan, there's too much behind Michael Jordan, besides the fact that he can play basketball. Like while. Like now, this is just standard practice for these players. Like all the marketing, all the stuff that went behind that, all the movies, the video games, all that shit is just a standard for any NBA player. So it's not a big deal. Jordan this is kind of the first time we ever saw it. Like Jordan essentially saved the whole company, and it's just right place, right time. I feel like as far as their games are concerned, that's preference because I mean. Listen, I can tell you this. Would I rather have Michael Jordan take the last shot? Yes. But if I have a fantasy draft, I'm drafting LeBron James first.
Oh yeah. Better stats. I mean,
I am drafting LeBron James first.
Well, I mean,
if I'm a GM, I'm drafting LeBron James first. Michael, I don't know. I could Tracy McGrady. I don't know. I could Tracy McGrady. It's not gonna be as good, but whatever. I don't know. I don't necessarily need. I need LeBron.
Man,
he can do whatever he wants.
It's like LeBron had a chance to like reach the stardom of Jordan. Well, I can't even say like stardom because I mean he's up there, but level of play. What was it? 2007-ish when they had a chance to take down the Lakers. I believe it was. I don't know. If he would have took down Kobe.
Oh, when you doing that Kobe versus LeBron thing? He got put up by the Magic. The Magic were just a better team.
That's what I'm saying. So like if he would have took down the greats, like Jordan's legend kind of built on taking on those greats of the legend or the league that was at that time. So it just kind of,
you do have a point there. That does make sense.
You talking about the NBA Jam, but I mean, we don't have an NBA Jam. Well,
we kind of did. I mean, like
now, do you feel like LeBron, like the league? I mean, do we have like every team has two people kind of scenario? Because I mean, that's how it was back then. I mean, I give it to him, but I mean, I just feel like there's too many outside circumstances for LeBron to try to beat Jordan, and it's just too many.
Like in 2007. So you don't think if he would have like beat Orlando, then beat Lakers, and then would have returned, beat Lakers again, I think, and then like
it's too much.
Just going against like the top.
It's too much.
I mean, like those were the top of the league. So. Yeah.
But the rough thing about it is that Jordan. See, the problem that LeBron has is that LeBron doesn't have like a path to like Jordan had like the perfect path in and of itself, right? There was getting over the Boston Celtics. There was getting over the bad boys, beating them, right? And the East was just way stronger at the time. On top of that, then he would have to go pace a powerhouse in the West. So he had to he had to go up against.
But that's
Charles.
what I'm saying, like. That's a part of the story, right? Like
no, I hear you.
Past those people, so it's like if I felt like LeBron didn't.
He didn't have, but I don't think LeBron had that to get past. Like I mean,
like in 2007, he couldn't win the championship.
But there wasn't. But I mean, that wasn't like available to him. Like I'm just saying, like in general, like when you look at it, like so when they went to the finals, right? Who did they play? When they went to the finals and got swept by the Spurs, Cleveland. Who did they play? Like one of the reasons why. one of the reasons why I think LeBron will forever have an asterisk is because the East has always been like perennially weak. Like he's always just kind of just tiptoed. Like one of the reasons why I think
Let me see.
the maybe the bubble championship is giving them a little bit of clout is because I mean they're straight killers in the West right now. So I mean, it just is what it is. They're killers there. And they had to play against, pretty tough teams. I mean,
I don't know. I feel like he did have some because I mean like the late 2007 to what 12 or whatever. I felt like there was still teams in there like the big three like Celtics. We had Lakers. Like there was still some like NBA jams happening. It just wasn't at like the legend scale.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean,
okay.
If he would have knocked down those people, then it would have been like, bruh.
I think you still have your comparison of like, I mean, you're comparing them to the Supersonics. I think they'll still have some people who have something slick to say about it, but I don't know, man. Just
it'd have been a closer race for me if he would have done that, though.
To kind of actually do a segue into something that actually was not in pre-production. Have you guys heard about what's going on with Kyrie?
No, what's going on?
What about like his interview things or whatever when he's like saying, okay, what's going on?
Not that, son. A week ago, I think it was Sunday. I think it was
just a week
or Monday or no, I forgot. It was this Friday or Saturday. He had a game, and the fella didn't show up. It was right after like the Capitol Hill stuff that happened on the Capitol Hill.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't show up to the game, and no one knows what happens. And at first, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. It's like whatever. But then you find out that like it's like they put Steve Nash up there, and he's like, I have no idea. I have no idea where Kyrie is. And I was like, well,
what? Like was
that's not good.
Are you gonna tell me he was at the Capitol?
No. A lot of people were suspecting that, because I mean, I guess he did when we were doing the Black Lives Matter protest. He said we shouldn't play in the bubble, even though some people said whatever. But so some people assumed it was that. But then just recently, a picture just I guess circulated, I guess, with him at like a party or something without a mask or something. So everyone's just assuming that he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks. It doesn't matter because Brooklyn still beat the dog ish out of Philly, like beat the brakes off them without Kyrie or KD. So it doesn't really matter. But it's just interesting because it's like maybe you should have made that trade for James
Harden. I'm just saying, they acting just like him.
I'm just saying. I mean, listen, I'm gonna say this: James may go to strip clubs and take and I don't know, drink beer and take Xans and perks or whatever he's doing out there, but no mask. It's COVID up, but he will come to the game and drop 50. Drop 50.
Hold up, my audio's out.
I can hear you.
All right, y'all go ahead.
We can hear you, but that's okay.
Definitely can hear you.
But all right, please don't talk in the segment. Garbage face. It's always like one of y'all, and it's funny because when it's him, it's like his camera doesn't go out, so we get to look at him and just watch him struggle. Just like, is that the button? Is the button right here? No, it's not the button. Oh, wait a minute. Let me flip the switch. Oh, I'm concerned. Don't get out the camera. We're recording the podcast, Chris. You can't get out the camera.
Oh shit, he ain't doing nothing right now.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So that essentially is what's going on. He put on the BS headphones. I don't know where he got those from. Those don't look like Dre beats. Who knows what those are? Those ain't Dre beats. Those ain't Dre beats. Mine ain't Dre beats either, but it's all good. Those actually are Dre beats. Actually, that's funny. Anyways, yeah. So look at him. He's just like, well, what's going on? if I press this button, maybe it'll turn on. All right, guys. Anyways, so yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy. I figured I'd bring that up to you because I think it's it'd make you feel a little bit better knowing that it's funny because like Houston might actually because listen, I don't think this is gonna be ending. Is it gonna end well for Kyrie? So I think Brooklyn may actually make the decision to go ahead and try to make that trade. And if they do, they're gonna have to give up Dinwiddie and and Kyrie, or Levert and Kyrie. So Houston might be back. Houston might be back, baby. They might be back. You're gonna have John Wall. You're gonna have Kyrie. You're gonna have Karis LeVert. You're gonna have Boogie Cousins out here knocking cats out. You're gonna have a ship.
I don't know. They're still what? They're still point guard heavy, right?
Who?
Or I guess Houston would have to be, right?
Well, listen. Let's understand. Whoever is a point guard now, when James come back, they're not anymore.
I was gonna say, who's the point guard? Who's the point guard for Houston Rockets? We don't know.
No, I'm
when
saying
James comes back, they just shut up.
You go back to
you average how many last year? Shut up. Get to the back. We got time for this. That's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
This world is crazy. Like, and then when we comparing the generations, it's kind of hard. And I think it's just I guess it's always going to be a situation where you're going to be looking to try to make sense of like what your generation did versus whatever. It's always just in comparisons in general. And it's actually funny because when we're going down to comparisons and going down the lane of comparisons, when we were talking about I remember the last couple podcasts, I think we were talking about like just getting on when we're young and we're trying to get on girls, and just the overall pressure that we felt because we went to HBCU. And for those of you who've never went to HBCU, the pressure that exists in order to ensure that you maintained a respectable social stature was paramount at the least. And it's interesting because I just recently got my I just recently got my master's degree, and just going through the process of everything. I remember the first day of class, even though I'm obviously washed and not popping, but I remember, I'm coming to after work, I gotta go to class. I should probably look nice or whatever, right? So I go and I made sure I had on nice clothes when I went to work. I mean, I had decent clothes when I went to work, but I had like clothes that I was changing into, and then I walk in and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is like regular school where I'm only here to get a piece of paper and I don't have to come in here with phone deposits on.
Oh, you're talking about when you got your master's?
Yeah, I was talking about my master's because I actually went to school. But
I don't know if that's a
chill. I ain't got no master's.
Last time I checked, we both set our resumes next to each other, Mike. Mine has a master's on there, and yours might, and it holds the same weight.
I mean, nah, bro. I mean, I was coming at you.
Don't be upset with me because I'm more efficient.
Brother.
I'm just
be
efficient.
Yourself, King. We love you for who you are. Be yourself.
I am.
Be yourself. But anyways.
3.9 GPA.
Hey, man. I respect it, brother. I respect it. I definitely.
I pay for every goddamn cent of it.
I'm just saying. I mean, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is. We two brothers on here with master's degrees. Anyways, walking into class the first day, I remember walking in and just like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have to wear Jordans and phone posits here because no one cares what I have on because we all just got out of work. Got it.
I don't think that matters. Does it matter in grad school? Do you think it really mattered at A&M at grad school?
Yeah,
sure.
I saw the grad school kids, dude.
But like those grad school kids are really trying to be undergrads.
I'm just saying. If you still wearing polo head to toe, I mean, obviously there's something going on here. Like who wears polo head to toe? That's only a thing on A&M's campus. That's only a thing on A&M's campus.
That
The
was
polo
a
power.
Polo head to toe. That's the only
Man,
thing in
I'm
English can't.
hey
saying
man. Let me
that
tell you
whole
what that
school
polo
should
head to
be
toe did.
sponsored by Ralph Lauren. Like
Yeah.
if we
I'm just
had
saying.
stock, we'd be rich.
I'm just saying. I mean, just remember the things that we had to do. Like, there's so many things that we had. Like, think of, did you? So, Chris, you had your parents had a real good marriage, so you didn't have to go to the financial aid line, did you?
Clarence.
You Clarence.
That just brought me to AAMU. Clarence parents had real good.
That's exactly what I said. You got the jump, Tim. Good for you. So you probably didn't have to deal with a financial aid line like that, huh? Oh, did you, Chris?
Nah, my parents did with this. They were like, "Hey, Chris, go be somebody out there. We're gonna we did our job responsibly." Shit. So no, I didn't. My father was in the military, so I had a scholarship to go to A&M.
Okay, good for you.
On top of my sports scholarship, on top of my ROTC scholarship. So I had those refund checks.
Yeah, you tricked it all. I'm about to say you tricked it all off. You tricked it all off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had cars like no other. I looked like fucking paid in full at school. Niggas was like, yo, car, new car. Who was this nigga?
Bro.
So
I remember when we pulled up to some random dude and he was like, bro, what kind of car is that?
oh yeah, we had the Z.
Yeah, the Z.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a Z.
I thought it was odd. I thought it was odd the first day you picked me up because I was just like, why does he have this car on campus? In the back of my mind, I looked at you and I was like, I wonder if he knows that like a Ford Mustang, that's all you needed.
I had that right before that.
You didn't really need the 350Z. Like now you're doing a lot. Like you might get robbed. But I mean, okay.
Nah, I had that Ford Mustang and then I was like, I want something different. And it was really loud and it smelled terrible because that straight pipes with it. So I was like,
so you had one of those.
Yeah, I looked like one of those. And some girls like, you must be trying to compensate for something. I was like, get rid of it.
That's all it took, huh?
One girl
you actually
get rid of it.
You actually wanted that car. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm saying it's interesting. Like, one of these days, I want to have. This is going to be the first part of this, but I think I want to have someone from a state school to actually jump on here and we can talk to them about their undergrad experience. I have a couple allies that I can probably hit up and have them jump on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And they can tell me about their experience at the state school and all that, because I just know on A&M's campus, A&M was an experience. It was definitely an experience. It's funny. My wife, she her cousin actually went to A&M, and she obviously graduated before me. But anyway, because we're the same age. But her cousin went to A&M, and I remember she said she looked at a picture of her in the computer lab, and I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know how all of us dressed in the computer lab. She was just like, "Where are you going?" It's like, "I'm in a computer lab." You look like that to go to the computer lab? It's like, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the stupid things that we did. Like for me to go to the grocery store, it's like I have to like I remember one day I had like pajama pants on and I had to run to the grocery store and I was like, man, I could just righteously just go to the grocery store like this. And I was like, no. I mean, I put on track pants, but nonetheless, they weren't the big leafy plaid joints that I had on.
A&M has really given me is if I go anywhere and we have to put on clothes, I'm normally the best dressed person there. And everyone's like, damn, I didn't know we were doing that. And I'm like, you know what? That is what A&M has done. I can't say a lot about A&M.
That's how A&M gave you that education.
Best dressed
aesthetic
fellas that you have ever seen. Go anywhere. I can go anywhere. And someone's gonna go, I didn't know we were dressing like that. Dressing like what? A&M has done that. I give them that. They will tease you because I just thought it was cool. I had the Team J's on with the.
Hold on. Before you do that, you can't just throw that out there. I think you need to just in detail describe to our audience. Like we have to set the tone. So All right. So
All right.
before Christopher came to A&M, I think he went to a state school. What school did you go to, Chris?
Oh, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska.
He went to school in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I guess Chris thought that he could come to Alabama A&M, historically black, Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University. He thought he could show up there with Team Jordans on. Continue.
First off, I want to tell you that it didn't start that way. I had a whole bunch of shoes, but I went to college.
But for some reason, you wore the Team Jordan ones.
I thought, two reasons. You watch a lot of these college shows as a child in high school, and a lot of these fellas are running around in t-shirts and flip-flops. So I'm like, shit, at least I'm putting on tennis shoes. Who knew? I'm there trying to get an education, not trying to impress nobody. I figured I go out to impress somebody, and that wasn't a pretty thing either. But I'm not gonna lie to you, but I just thought it was okay to wear basketball shorts, tennis shoes, and a t-shirt, a plain white tee.
Incorrect, sir. Incorrect.
Yeah, man. I had some Looney Tunes, some Target t-shirts too that I throw in there every once in a while, and that was a complete no-go.
Well, all right. So let me set the stage for everyone. So for those of you guys that don't understand, all right. So one of the things, I can't speak for every HBCU out there. One of the things that I found is that the social dynamics and mastering the social dynamics were just as important as getting your education at HBCU.
It even sounds correct.
It was just as important. And, I mean, listen, what I'll tell you this for me, as a person who overanalyzes everything, when I was watching and I was studying A&M's environment, first and foremost, I went to a white high school. All right.
So did I.
I guess, well, okay. Let's be politically correct. I went to a high school. I said white again. I went to a high school.
Predominantly white.
I went to a high school where there was only 10% were black. And most of them had been migrated out of the city for gentrification, essentially. So, I mean, I predominantly, went to high school with mostly Caucasian kids, right? So I didn't take college seriously. My buddy went to A&M. I filled out another application for a school in Hawaii. I got into both of them. I looked at the tuition of both of them, and then I decided to go to A&M. That's my story. That's how I ended up at HBCU. So it's interesting. As a person who overanalyzes everything, I just looked at the environment and I was like, "Oh, finally, I could dress like the people I saw in the magazines. I can actually look like that now." I was actually very excited. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Because I could do that at school, but it's like they may think that they might think I'm a blood or something, or they might think, gangs were pretty big in Chicago, essentially. So it's like, "Oh, you must be a gangster disciple. Those colors, you shouldn't wear them. So, hey, come with me." So, now that I'm actually at an all-black university, I can put on whatever I want. And I was like, "Ooh, I wonder what I'm going to be. Am I going to be like Joel Santana? Or am I going to be like Chris and Neef? Or am I going to be like Beanie Siegel?" Because, I'm kind of dark skinned. Maybe I can do Beanie Siegel. Then all right, maybe I can be like Fabulous. But I just noticed that was just the thing. Everybody I wore clothes because I was just excited to just be able to wear all that bullshit that I just had. So I put them on. But I started realizing, wait a minute, everyone looks like this. And then I was like, shit, I have to keep this up. And luckily, that first day, I put on some clothes because it's funny how that works because all your friends. How did you meet your friends at school? It was always something random, "Oh, you fresh? What's up? We're friends now."
That did not work out for me.
I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know who you are, but all right, cool." For the longest, I didn't talk for fear that I sounded too Caucasian. So for a long time, people just called me Big Homie because I wouldn't really say too much. "Oh, what up, Big Homie?" I want to really talk to you, Chris, and Tone, and the people I knew, and that's about it. I didn't really say too much because it's just like, "Oh yeah, the chick's gonna be up." The chick is up.
Is that how you felt? I didn't feel that way. I just didn't talk because I didn't like people.
Yeah, we just talked behind your back. It's okay, Chris. It's okay.
That's all. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
He can wear phone posits. He wearing phone posits now. You were
All I
with
did,
both positives?
I took everyone's coolness and I said I'm gonna up that 10 times. That's all I tried to do. I'm gonna do what they can do and multiply it. And we had other things going on, so it made sense for me to do it. If we didn't have those parties and all the other stuff, I would have never done it.
I'll say this: the one anomaly that I could see on A&M's campus was Timothy Elder, because I don't know how you fucking did it, buddy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you did it,
I'm
buddy.
in my own zone. I
think there's some weird going on in the engineering building. I don't know what's going on, but guys, I mean, it's funny because you just look at these conversations, right? Tim, I'm gonna let you rock and talk about your own zone that you're in, but none of my other homeboys that went to state schools had to ever even thought about the shit that we're talking about. Like everybody just went to school. They just rolled out of bed and threw sweatpants on and all types of other stuff. Where we had to get up at like 6:30. we had to get up at like 6:30.
I thought that was the silliest shit I have ever seen. When I first did that for the first time, I said, "This is stupid. Like, who wants it?" Like, that's why it took me forever to get the fuck out of school. I'm over here trying to get dressed every day. Like, come on, man.
So how'd you feel when that first girl complimented your outfit, though?
Oh, I'm about to get these bitches. I'm about to get these bitches.
Well, listen.
She said, "Ooh, Chris, I see you." Had to be cool about it too. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro. You know? Yeah, ain't nothing, cause ain't nothing. I had to go buy like 6 more polo outfits just for her.
I drove out. So the reason why I worked at Jones Valley is because literally I drove up there because someone told me that that's the one place you can find polos and it's not shopped. And when I drove up Jones Valley, for audience who don't know, Jones Valley, so Alabama A&M is in normal Alabama or Huntsville, right? And Huntsville is very urban. It's kind of urban in of itself. And when you go up to Jones Valley, which is kind of like further, like kind of up a mountain, that's kind of like it's all mountainous. It looks like a fucking. It looks like a postcard. There's like a. is that still there? Is that a big farm that leads to the Grove and all that stuff? All that stuff still there? So you drive up there. You drive up there, and it's just like, oh, this is different. I remember
you felt so safe running at night.
it just opens up, and then there's a Waffle House right there that's clean, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not a Waffle House. But anyways, so
they got robbed, by the way. It's crazy.
That Waffle House got robbed? That's crazy.
Yeah, man. The houses around it got so upset, like they stopped that immediately.
Like, well, gotta put an end to this.
Like everything around there.
So that part of Alabama that was very close to the university was mostly just suburban, rural, almost like suburban/rural. And of course, there was a Marshalls out there, and a buddy of mine told me that, like, hey, we don't go up there. And I remember I walked in there one day, and I was like, there's polo everywhere for $25. Polo everywhere. Man. And I remember I just bought a whole bunch of polos, and I was just like, you know what would be even better if I worked here? And I asked Kim actually for an application, and she gave it to me, and that's how I got on. And then I put the whole squad on, except for Chris, because he was cool enough to go get a job at the mall. You're not better than us, anyways. So yeah, and that's what happened. And you know what? I drove 10, 15 minutes away or 20 minutes away from campus for polos, because you know what? Polo was currency on campus. It was currency. It actually cost. There was a certain economic denomination associated with it, like on campus. Like you get like, oh, okay, so you can get into all right, cool. I see you with the polo. See, and then you can be the dude that wear the polos oversized, or you wear the polos that fit. I like to wear polo that fit. You know what I'm saying? I like to wear fit polo. So it's like, okay, so he understands polo. So you know what I'm saying. So then I had to take away the gym shoes. I couldn't wear the gym shoes. I had to wear the boat shoes. You know what I'm saying. Then I had to get canvas shoes on top of that to make sure I match. You know what I'm saying. All that. Yeah. And I put that much thought into it.
So
honestly, whatever. Whatever. It happened. It happened. I'm not gonna say I was the first to do it on campus. I definitely don't think that. There was definitely people who took it to other levels. I think your boy Tone Capone was out here wearing all types of tropical free swag. I can dig it. Like he'd wear the outfits that I'd be like, you know what? I think like I had some of those outfits in my closet, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of scared. I don't think I can pull this off. You see him like bright mango colored jackets, like mango colored track jackets.
That was the inspiration when I first met you. You two fellas, listen. Yeah, I gotta look just like that. That's it. Tennis shoes and all. Like, he was pretty cool in my mind. I was like, oh, Tone gets all the chicks.
Tim, what did you do? You wear your moccasins or what you
moccasins? Try me? Nah. So I don't know. I kind of went through different stages, right?
Okay.
So I kind of started with Chris, right, with the Team Jordans, because on post Jordans was just cheap, and who cared?
Right?
Oh, they cared, Tim. They cared.
They cared a lot.
Yeah. So then when I came to school, I seen everybody with the real Jordans and all that, and I was like,
Can I ask you? Can I ask both of you guys a question? Let me ask you both of you guys one question, right? Okay. Before I could afford a pair of Jordans, some kid from Chicago told me that I couldn't wear those Jordans. In Chicago, I mean nothing racist when I say this, but in Chicago, in Chicago, Team Jordans were always considered, at least that's what was told to me, they were always considered to be Mexican Jordans. That's what I was always told.
That's so wrong.
Listen,
I just saw white pair of tennis shoes.
I'm telling
white,
you,
it goes with everything. I didn't have to wear so many anymore.
I'm telling you the stupid things that were told to me. So as a young kid, I was like, okay, I'm not allowed to wear those. I have to wear the expensive numbered joints over there, right? So I never wore. I could honestly say in my life, I've never put my foot in a pair of Team Jordans ever. I can say that. That's not really an accomplishment. That's really
good for you, man.
That's really. I just said that's not an accomplishment. I just said that was not an accomplishment. I said that's stupidity.
A little bad.
But what I'm saying is that I always knew the difference. What was it like to find out there was
what was it like?
It was a difference between the shoes that you were wearing and the shoes that everybody else had on? I need to know.
I didn't. I never really thought about it that
But
way.
you found out though. What you found?
What I'm saying, like I was like when I first got there, I just was like, I need a pair of tennis shoes, and if they're clean, they're just clean shoes. Like you gotta remember, I went to a white high school. Like it just if it matched, nobody really cared.
That's true.
So it was like because I was like one of the best dressed kids in fucking high school. But again, I was a nigga that had pro kids on every fucking color. So that says a lot, right? I had like the whole South Pole outfit from head to toe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
definitely that person.
It didn't make sense to me when I got to A&M. Like I'll tell you this. I borrowed one of my homeboys' Jordans one day because I was visiting. And I was like, damn, these feel good as shit. So I went back and I looked them up and I saw how much they were. And I was like, oh no, sir. And I found the fake version and bought the fake versions, right?
Oh Lord.
I put those on. I don't ask me where and when and how that worked out, but I got them. So I put them on. And I'm like, these don't feel like anything I just had on, but all right, I'm gonna wear them anyway. So I wore them before I got to college. I got to college and I put those in the back of my closet because I was like, there's no way I'm putting these on out here because they're gonna know. They're gonna know right away.
No, man, you just gotta know. I've wore at least 2 or 3 pairs of fake joints on campus. No one knew.
Nah. See, I never faked it.
No. Because you have to understand that once again, I was one of the people. Like so when my freshman year, I created like a Facebook profile page that just was like fake Jordans. I used to do stupid stuff as a young, ignorant person. I was honestly asking to get my ass whooped because if I saw something that was fraudulent, I'd take a picture of it and I'd post it. Me and my homeboys were 2 big dudes from Chicago, so people were, I guess, I don't know, they let us do it. I don't know what happened. Nothing really came of it, but I know, first of all, I just knew kind of like about how, like, what you're getting. Like, some people, if I at least knew what the original ones look like. So I'm not going to buy the ones that, like, 11s were always the most counterfeit Jordans that you can buy, right? They would always, but the thing about the 11s is that there's sometimes the counterfeit is so bad that they look like church shoes instead of church shoes.
That's horrible.
Like the pad leather is so high that it looks like some sort of bootleg church shoe. So I'm just saying, but
nah, for me, it wasn't all that. Like I seen the streetwear and all that, and it really didn't. Well, me being who I am, I look at everything through a monetary value lens, as you both know. So I seen the Jordans and the streetwear, which is like starting out at 200 for just the shoe. Not even, just the shoe, the rest of the outfit.
I mean, is it supposed to come with something?
I'm saying, like, does somebody put on these shoes every day? Like, do they take notes from me and everything? So I seen that look, and then I seen the dressed up, the fitted look with the boots, not the boots, the boat shoes and all that, and I was like, $50.
Yeah, those boat shoes are cheap as hell. Those boat shoes are cheap as hell when compared to them Jordans.
You talking about those Sperry's?
Yeah, those Sperry's are cheap as shit.
Sperry's.
Because a lot of people don't know that you could have got them Sperry's at Marshalls.
Yeah.
Or TJ Maxx. You go to TJ Maxx and go get you a pair of Sperry's and be on campus. Like, yup. I think when Minnetonka's were a thing for 2 seconds, I had a pair. I bought a pair of those for like $10 or $15 at Marshalls. Wore them out. But yeah. Walking around here in moccasins.
Yeah, man. That's how I sidestepped it, really. Everything was fucking formal. Or formal.
Or you thought you sidestepped it.
I did. I made it. I'm here.
I didn't.
Honestly, like I said, I did my thing for 2 seconds, and then honestly, when I had a discount someplace, like at first it was like streetwear slash preppy clothes, the Ralph Lauren shit, and then when I started working at Marshalls, I was like, well, it makes no sense. Like I'm just gonna wear this. Plus, honestly, what really happened is that I just started wearing some of the stuff I wore in high school, and I was like, all right. Like I kind of made a transition in high school, anyways, where I kind of stopped wearing academics and I was wearing some other stuff, anyway. So I just kind of was like, all right, cool. We're just gonna wear American Eagle because it cost $20, and everyone looked at it. It was like, And I figured, like, as long as I can go to Ross and cop a pair of like Grail Dunks because at one point in time Ross had just all the Dunks. But I digress. I mean, these are the dumb things that, guys. So this is the things, audience, that we had to do in order to make it through college. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to at least.
You didn't have to do it. We only did it for the women. Don't let me lie to y'all. I didn't do it for no man, no nothing. I did it for girls. I did it because when females liked it. I didn't realize like another man was like, yo, my homeboy is telling me what you be wearing. I'm like, another man is watching me dress.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Because they're trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. Because listen, what you gotta understand, Chris, if everyone looks a certain way and you walk in not looking that way, like people can sense it. They go,
you automatically win. What's he doing different?
Depends on how.
Listen, Tim. I've seen a lot of people try that same shit you talking about, and it didn't work for them. So I'm just saying.
What Tim's saying now, it depends on what you're doing. Like now, I'm way different than anybody in the room, but it's like everybody wants to look like me now. So that's the good difference. The bad difference is you walk in the room and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I mean, you run the risk. You run the risk.
But you know what that risk looks like, though. We know better. If you come in there like with some cool ass shit on, some shit that people see in magazines that everyone's afraid to actually really do in real life, and you come in there and people go, damn, he really pulled that shit off. People go, damn. But you come in there with just like, you look sloppy and you just thought that was different. Someone's gonna call you out, man. Look at this nigga on this neck.
Like you tried it, didn't you?
I mean, well, like I said, man. I mean, guys, jump in the comments and let us know how life was at your school and what you guys did, and if you showed up at the computer lab with fresh everything, or if you showed up in the computer lab with basketball shorts and a V-neck T-shirt
Fresh
and
flops.
bikini and thong sandals. I mean, if that's how you did it, let me know. I'd like to know, because honestly, I thought everybody else had to do that. I thought everybody had to get fresh to come to the cast. I thought that's what
I
you had to
never
do.
went to the calf like that.
Yeah, because you had rich parents. So, anyways, so yeah, the rest of us ate in the calf. You know, I've never been to the calf, the place where the commoners ate.
You
the
common
place where the common folk ate.
I never.
So
went. I was part of me was just too nervous to go in there. And second, I had a hard time eating cafeteria food. I guess I don't know.
fried chicken night was decent. Fried chicken night is decent. But I mean, I think fried chicken night is a staple at every HBCU. Like, I think that's just what it is. Like, Tim, did you get fried chicken night? Have you experienced fried chicken night? That's like the one time. That's like the one time when the food was actually like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I did.
That's it was only like once every like month or something like that, and you could tell it's fried chicken day because the line be like jumping, and you're like,
Stupid.
what is going on? And like, you get mad because you didn't know it was fried chicken day. Because if you did, you would have took that nap. You would have took that nap for lunch. You would have just went straight to lunch. Now you gotta contemplate on if you're gonna miss class, or you go like stand in line. And don't let your homeboys be in line because you're not going to class.
And don't forget that card.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. You forget the card, and then like we had that stupid thing where like A&M wouldn't let you swipe your card twice. Is that why I can't swipe my card twice?
Something like that.
Like, you couldn't swipe
I
your
should
card
have got
twice.
paid back for that shit. I never used it.
Oh, that's your fault, sir. I mean, I wish I would have known. If you had a meal card and you weren't using it, like, I think you're an asshole. Because I knew you, and I cast some broke out here.
I didn't know you when I was living on campus, man. I moved my freshman year. At the end of that, I said, "There's no way I can do this again."
Oh, you were actually on campus? Check you out. What dorm?
I said Foster. Freshman.
Yeah, of course.
I said, where you think you?
Of course, he was at Foster.
Nigga, please. You
were at Grayson. You were at that Grayson, son. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know nothing about that Walker Wood, that Stevens.
I seen a roach in my shower and panic, boy. I said, "Oh no, oh no."
You know, honestly, I was at Hopkins and I was at Stevens, and we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't know unless you went to HBCU. But you know, honestly, guys, I mean, you know, like, I like to hear y'all's stories. I just know for me, like, there was a point of time in my collegiate career where it's like, look, I was really more focused on what I had on versus what, like, getting my education. Now, mind you, there was a glorious education to be had down there and all types of, you know, resources that I had to take advantage of. I can't speak for Christopher. I don't know what his experience is. I know personally, I saw all the women down there, and it was a 10-to-2 ratio, and every day I saw somebody new. So I was like, hey, at all times, I have to at least put the bare minimum every time. So, I mean, you know,
just the caliber of women changes for real. Like, even with the white T-shirts and Team J's, like, I still got shot at because at muscles. So the little freshman be like, "Oh, he has muscles." So that was my saving grace. That was my saving grace. They be like, "Can I touch your arm?"
too?
They said it like that.
Yeah, that was. I swear to God. And I pretend like I didn't have. I was like, "You want to do what?" I was like, "You want to do what?" Yeah. So it wasn't like all bad, but you know, the caliber of women went up.
So, you couldn't holler at, you know, such and such.
Yeah.
Such and such doing
such
that.
And such look at you like you're crazy, but you know, others would be like, "Oh, it's okay." Nigga, make your dusty ass on somewhere. Oh, shit, sorry.
So you know, honestly, just going through all that, it's just interesting because, you know, you go through college and you go to college a certain way, and you know, you have this mental projection of yourself and this mental image. You know what I'm saying? That mental image is like a thing that you carry with yourself. And it's always funny when that mental image is shattered. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can tell we had a little break, but it's always it's funny when you tell that mental image is shattered. And one of the things about going to HBCU, I think people write about it, is that there's always that weird transition from going to this like made up space where it's nothing but African Americans sprinkled with a couple of other races that happen to go there, and then you transition to an environment that's not the case. Hopefully, if you did what you did, and you got yourself your good paying job and you got moving, you people have a tendency to move to areas where they are, especially for African American, you're not the only African American there, right? So there's that transition, right? You go, you get older, you do your thing, and you get to a point, right, where you reposition your life. You position your life the way you want it to do. But it takes some things. And some things shifted and moved around, and you didn't even realize how it happened. You just know some things just, shifted and moved around.
Some things shifted and moved.
Yeah, you just know some shit moved around. And then one day it happens. You look at yourself in the mirror and you realize, dun, 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 I'm washed. I am washed. Hopefully someone will put in some sound effects or something when I say that. Hopefully give me something good. I don't know. You okay over there? Like, you keep staring at that bottle you drink, Chris. You all right?
Well, this is the worst smelling drink ever. That Boat 24.
They don't pay us, so please stop. Yeah,
that is fucking terrible. Oh my god.
Please don't get us sued neither. Please relax.
It's terrible.
Please.
This is a review.
Please. No.
Anyways, go on.
So, I mean, listen, it happens to all of us as men, especially rough for us black men, because we have a tendency to always think we're the coolest guy we know. So, fellas, I think this is a safe space. I think at this point in time, I think not only every black male would appreciate this, but every male in general appreciate this. That moment of time where you looked at yourself and you realized, I'm washed, huh?
That's tough. Right? That's tough. Because there's like mentally a process of like, I'm not in the game anymore. Like there's a whole like
there's a breakdown.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, Tim, but this is the thing about it is, you make those excuses because that's what you're supposed to do. You tell yourself, hey, I can't, if I'm married or I'm really dating someone who I'm intending to be married, I can't righteously go out every single weekend.
Wait, did you say pretending to be married?
Yeah, pretending to be married.
Okay.
Or, extended relationships.
No,
We're not into labels, man. We're not into labels, man. So
we just
what?
Free spirit shit.
Free spirit shit. You know what I'm saying? It's free spirit. But I mean, them dudes that be with their girl for like 10 years and they lived with each other for like 10 years. They damn near married. It's like, you know what I mean? Like they just don't want to go to the courthouse and get it done or whatever the case may be. That's why I said that. But no labels over here, man. No labels over here, bro. So you go through your thing, right? You do those things, right? You stop going out every weekend. You stop taking whatever drugs that you were taking. I mean, or you don't. I don't know how you did it, but
what are you doing?
You stop.
What are you talking about right now?
You stop skiing.
I've never skied or rode any animals. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. But anyway,
you said you stop doing the drugs. You just become a different person.
Some people.
That's
some
reality
people
for
took
some people.
Drugs in college. I don't think it is a secret that some people go to college and discover and come back with a habit. I'm not saying I did. I'm just saying you make these concessions.
I didn't know that you have to stop. I thought they'd probably get worse as you get older. I can only imagine. Like,
well, no, I mean, if you do that whole concept of like how like if you do that whole thing where you're trying to like live the American dream, right? there's this idea of those, I have to be straight and narrow, drink one beer a day and go to work.
I feel like the college space is that space to discover yourself, because that's just what you're doing. Like you're discovering who you are, and if you build up that addiction, then it's like, okay, but
some people want to discover themselves and say, hey, that fella's a loser. I want to make money and do other things, and they do other things. I'm just saying some people do that. So I mean, I'm saying, like, when you make those initial concessions, right? You do it because you go, well, I can't do that anymore. Like, I can't go look for hoes every weekend or for women.
Yeah.
I can't go look for women every weekend because that is not conducive for the relationship that I'm in. Right?
True.
It's not conducive for me to stay married, right? That's not, I can't do that. I can't get drunk every weekend because that's just not conducive to anything, right? So you make these concessions, but you don't realize that you become washed. You're just, you blame it on, maybe you blame it on your significant other. I'm just doing this because, that person won't let me do it, whatever the case may be.
It's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault. Secretly, you just get tired of being in the club and just doing, excuse me.
Or you don't know all the songs, like Chris said last time.
Yeah, that is my thing. Is like the songs are so different that I'm like,
what are they saying? For
I
real?
just want a beer.
I'm cool when
I get a beer, please.
I'm cool when I know the song though. But music is more like an experience for me. I just like experiencing music. I've gone to concerts, like, so I went to see Sahai, Prince, and I forgot what the other fella's name is.
But I mean, like,
Big Crit. I saw Sahai, Prince, Big Crit. Didn't listen to their new albums on purpose. I just experienced it at the concert. It was actually a dope experience.
Sure. I don't know. I feel like, like Alabama kind of has like molded me into, you have to know the songs in the club because, like,
oh yeah,
the environment.
But who are you doing that with? You don't know anybody in the club. And half the time your homeboy didn't go to HBCU, so he don't know the dance. You don't know how to do the dance.
Exactly. That's what I found out when I came back to campus.
So you look at you over here doing this. You're doing this.
When you do know all those songs, you look so much cooler when you're dancing. And everyone's like, oh, he's someone important. He knows this song. And that's when some girl's like, oh, let me twerk on this thing because he knows the song. Because if you don't know and she's bursting it down on you, you look crazy as hell. Now you look even crazier because when these big bumps are hitting, these big booms are dropping on you, you're like, no. And all you can do is cheat.
Is that
push you over? Have you ever got knocked over?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna address that. Is that something that you went through? Like, is that?
Yeah, man. What do you mean? Every time I went to a party and I didn't know those songs, and some girl tried to bust it down on me, that would be the worst. Those are the worst songs because she's like, I know every song. She's gonna drop it low on the low part, and I'm like, oh, she went low. I could just stand here and look really, really cool. Like I don't want her to dance on me.
So you couldn't really just like move her body. You just
no, because some of those songs, some of these girls like a drop like I don't know.
Some of these girls are trying to tear you to pieces. Like it's like a reward for them, and it's like, why? Why do you want to hurt me? Can't you just? And then we won't get into that, but they.
Please don't. We somehow survived Me Too. Please don't.
They can't do a motherfucking thing when you get back to the crib, but.
Wow.
Should have played that song.
What did you say?
Do the same thing you did to this.
What did you say?
Some girls can't do nothing. They don't do not a damn thing they did when they're in the club. But now they running around the bed. Like no, bring that ass in. You were busting it down a minute ago.
Okay, so the thoughts and expressions of Crazy Chris or Cassius Clay Chris or Crazy Cool or Showtime Chris do not affect the thoughts and opinions of Logical Crazy Talk, Money Mark, maybe Tim. Maybe it reflects the opinions of Tim.
You got, man, I know that somebody else can say, man, this girl danced her ass off in the club and got home and was like, Didn't know how to do nothing.
That's all I know.
The most I will say is this. I've had experiences where I was very excited, and then afterwards, I was like, oh, okay. All right. And that's it. But you know what? I am pretty sure there are plenty of women who might say that about me. So it is what it is. It happens, right? Sometimes we just get all these large expectations, and it's okay. Everybody does it. It happens once. It's okay. It's a safe space, guys. It's a safe space, man. Safe space.
Back to being to the main point of this conversation.
So when you discovered your watch, when did y'all discover y'all watch? I'll tell y'all my watch story, and then y'all tell me yours.
Okay, you start, Mark.
I start? Okay. All right, cool. So there was one time, right? All right, so I'm in a job, right? Now, mind you, it's a couple years, I'm a couple years removed, and I'm at this new corporate job, right? Bam, new corporate job. All right, cool. And I'm over here like, I gained a little weight, but I'm over here trying, doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Over here, got my socks matching, or whatever the case may be, and I'm walking around. I'm talking to everybody. Right? I'm cool with everybody. I'm talking to everybody, chopping it up with everybody. And, everyone kind of talks to me or whatever. And then there's this young group of cats. They're like 20, 24, 25, 26. I think the oldest one. I think I was the oldest one that they kind of talked to, right? And, so one day, one of the girls, she was leaving, right? She was leaving the company, and she was throwing a party. It was kind of like a going away party of some sorts. I heard about them talking about the party and whatever the case may be, but I never knew when the actual party was going to be. I had no idea when the party was going to be, right? Cool. Party comes, rolls around, and it's, me and a couple of the homeboys, we're over here, we're hooping. So we getting changed in the locker room because the job at the time had a basketball court in the gym, and we're getting changed in the locker room. And one of my homeboys, he's putting on his J's because he's that fella that plays basketball in J's, Jordan 4s. It makes sense, but whatever. Anyways, he's putting his J's on, and he's like, "Hey man, you going to that party, man? Or such and such?" And I was like, "Party?" I remember in my mind, I straight faced it in my mind, was like, "Party?" And I was like, and I was like, it was funny because like I thought it was cool. I chopped it up with what's the name or whatever the case may be. We always chopped it up, whatever. But I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, they don't want you there. They had a guest list, right? And they thought about all the coworkers that they wanted to be there.
Nah.
And they looked at your name and they decided, nah.
Yeah, I have a similar situation.
And I remember after that, right? After we hooped and everything, I like walked into the bathroom, right? And in the bathroom, right, there was this whole like really tall mirror in the bathroom where you could see your whole outfit, right? And I walked in and I looked at myself in my corporate garb. Now, if you work in a corporate job and you used to like to wear sneakers, you know that the look what I'm about to describe is so crushing. Like I walked in and I saw myself. I saw myself, right, with my doctor's pants, right? They're like fitted, right? Fitted, but like I didn't really get the length right, so they like flooded just a little bit, right? And my socks, right? But it's funny, right? This is a funny thing, right? So when you're big, I was really, really big at the time because I gained mad weight, right? Right? I gained mad weight. Look, so I was big, I was huge, right? I was huge. I was like at least 400 pounds, something crazy like that. So I look. So when you get to that size, right, they stop like contouring things to fit the shape, right? So you just gonna have, you either gonna have like cuffs that flood, right? But they're kind of fitted, or you're gonna have pants that just you're gonna have pants that go over whatever. And if you're wearing like a certain type of shoe, it looks stupid. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I had a little bit of the flood right here, right? I had the doctor's on. And then I had the doctor's shoes, right? Because they were cheap, right? So I had doctor's shoes.
Damn it, man.
And then
What
I
are you doing?
had this Nautica, and I had the Nautica, right? I had the Nautica button down.
They got his old outfit out of Kohl's.
Oh, man.
I did. But anyways, I did.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's what you're supposed to look like. I got my Nautica checkered button down, right? That's tucked into the pants, right? Just tucked into the pants, all in my pants, right? Just like a whole bunch of shirt just bunched into the crotch, right? And the shirt was a little too big because when you're a bigger fella, right, they don't really make the shirts a contour. So it's like I had parachute shirt coming out the back, right? Mind you, and I have my glasses on because I actually need glasses. Now, back in the day, I was wearing nerd glasses just to wear nerd glasses. Now it's like, okay, my vision is like,
You
so
completely just Mark, you wouldn't want you with your buddy.
So I looked at myself and I was like, shit. And I remember thinking like, this is because, all right, if any of us know, if people knew us on campus, if they knew us, I mean, I'd say, I don't know. I don't want to be, me and Christopher, we used to party promote, whatever the case may be. We threw a couple parties that went decent, whatever. And we had a clothing line that we pushed, and it was received pretty well. I thought it was received pretty well on campus. So, regardless of how cool we actually were, I thought we were pretty cool. I felt I was always a cool guy. Well, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, that is not a cool guy. Fuck, yeah. I'm washed. And the worst thing about it was coming home and telling it, I mistakenly told that story to my wife, and she tried to play me. Like, oh, well, it happens. In the back of my mind, I was like, you were never cool. You were never cool.
So now you're going to take your frustrations out over there?
Let me see your yearbook picture. Let me see your yearbook picture. What did you wear to homecoming? Yeah, you ain't never fresh. I saw you. You were never there.
That nigga went on. I'm gonna take it out on somebody. I'm mad.
I was taking a look. Look at my Facebook. Look at that. Dripping.
You said you got a story like that? Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It was somebody's 30th. Talking about like a big old party. Everybody's getting invited or whatever. Kind of new to the team, but it's been a couple of months, so no excuses there. I chatted out with a couple of people, jokes here and there. That weekend comes up. That conversation just slowly kind of dies. I stopped hearing about it. Yeah. So then, weekend comes and goes. Nobody's really talking about it.
And you're like, oh no. Oh no. No.
Later that Monday, I'm just sitting at my desk like, it can happen to anybody.
It didn't even happen to me. You know what? I called y'all when it happened to me. I thought it would happen to you, huh? You thought it would happen to you. Yeah, no.
I was so hurt. It was just a little tear to myself. Just typing
like,
away.
Honestly, I called all my homeboys that I used to hang out with when I was cool, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm washed now." And I remember y'all just looked at y'all just like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what happened." I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, dog, it happened to me."
Oh shit! I don't have any stories like that. I'm still pretty fucking cool.
Hey,
but the opposite effect. Everyone that I work with is like 50 plus, so like they're not doing shit.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? If everybody you work with is 50, like
that's what I'm saying. I don't have those stories, but I can also tell you. I can also say I still got it. I could go out and someone's gonna be like, perfect example. My anniversary. Me and Liz are out, And Liz goes to the bathroom, and the bartender comes over and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot my shot." And I was like, "This girl is crazy."
Mm.
So after those moments, you go, "I still got it." All
So,
right.
so basically, we took a real time to really just be genuine and just express ourselves as Ben, and you just decided to come in here and tell us a story about how
Like the swag
you
up.
were always the coolest guy you've
I'm
ever
not the
known.
cool. Listen.
And apparently at your anniversary, some random
That's
woman decided to
because
shoot
I
a
was like,
shot
yo,
at you.
that was wild. But here's my thing. I think as
you
I get older,
you couldn't make up a story where you were
I'm not.
like,
Hell no, I'm not gonna make
where
up a story like that.
Okay, all right.
I think the older I get, the cooler I get, because now I have money and I look better. I think back in the day, I was like, "You're a skinny, goofy ass, broke ass kid." Like, who wants to? I feel better now about my life. If you don't invite me to a party, I'll make my own party and invite all the other cool kids and not invite you. That's what I do.
But what if the cool kids don't want to come to your party?
I'll get new cool kids and I'll throw it all on Facebook.
So you're just gonna buy them? You're gonna just go
I'll
buy
buy
cool kids?
everybody.
You're
I'll
gonna go buy
everybody.
cool kids? Okay, well, hopefully you don't get robbed after
Listen,
this podcast.
you know how upset I would be if I was in a
If
room
someone
full of
robbed
people. No. Nick, I'm
In
not
a
worried
room
about
full of
that.
people, you
We're adults now, Mark.
What does that mean?
Those things
So
get handled differently now. We're adults now. I'm not gonna. Okay, authorities,
Man.
police. Hello. I'm not worried about this shit no more. Anyways,
you were adults now. So you too old for a one-on-one? You're not doing. You're not shooting a fair
nigga,
one
I
anymore?
have guns all over the place now. I already told I tell everyone. I don't got that kind of. I don't got that in me no more. I don't. I'm shooting you, and I'm gonna figure it out later. I ain't got no time for that shit no more.
Okay.
But
Good role model for the kids. I got it.
I just imagine trying to square up with a nigga now.
Oh yeah, that sounds. I mean, I don't know.
I got enough in my tank for Caden when he turns 13, 14, and that's gonna be the last one I ever get into. That's it.
What if he wash you though?
He might just get me. But I'm hitting the gym just for him. The moment that happens, that gym membership is done. I'm gonna go wrap it up. But you know how upset I'd be if that shit happened? I'd be at work upset with everybody. So what's going on around here, you motherfuckers?
I was kind of silent.
I was cool.
I would type a little nice email there. We need a meeting in the meeting room right now. I need to get something off my chest.
Well, you know what I would do? I just made sarcastic comments that made everyone feel awkward. So what do you guys do? I stayed at home.
That too.
Because apparently I didn't know there was a party. And everyone's like, "Oh, we didn't know you wanted to come."
But that could be it too, though. To be real, like that's what.
Well, they all live in the city.
If you're older, and you're like, "Shit, I don't think he probably want to come anyway." They probably didn't think of it as like, this nigga's washed. It's probably like he probably won't come. He got a wife and all that other shit. And nigga ain't.
Oh, he's washed. So he's washed, or he's washed. Yeah.
I got one story. I could tell you a wash story. Well, not a wash story, but when I knew I was just like scared of women. I bought my I don't even think my wife, she didn't even buy me that fucking backpack. But I have a Coach backpack. Super nice. And I have it in my office. It's sitting on like a coffee table. And so one of the ladies, like she's probably one of the nicer looking ladies that work there. She walked by my office. She's like, "Oh my God, nice backpack." I was like, my wife bought it for me. That was the only thing that came out. My wife bought it for me. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was
one
like,
of us. You're one of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
At that moment, I was like, "Oh man!" The first thing
I used to say, you know what's so funny? It was so funny about that when you told me that story is that the entire time I told you that I ran. Like that's my strategy. Like I just run. Like, it just is what it is. We're just gonna run. What you gonna do?
Basically.
Because at the end of the day,
but I didn't understand why I lied like that. It was just my wife
you're one of us.
Because you knew.
You're one of us.
You already knew. You already processed it in my mind.
Tip. He's one of us. That's why.
Oh, shit. It was the quickest.
So that is a wash story.
That
is a wash story. You are washed. Thank you. One of us. One of us. Just because you wash doesn't mean that people don't find you attractive. That's definitely not the case. But you're washed. Because Savage Chris would have been like, Oh, I buy all types of bags. You want to come over and see all the bags?
Girl, you want a bag?
Right.
You like a bag?
You want a bag?
That's what old Chris would have done. That's what Savage Chris would have done. But you're out the Savage line, son. And you're washed.
Chris,
and
the
you're
first thing I said, it
I love my
scared
wife.
the shit out of me. My wife bought it for me. What?
What the fuck was that, Chris?
I loved my wife a couple times. Like, oh, I love my wife. It was like, oh, what? What? And you just walk away. And whoever, and honestly, look, whoever it is that was trying to knock you off the righteous path, they'll be so like
What?
thrown off. They're like, you're weird, bro. And it sucks to make yourself weird, but hey, man.
No, she just never talked to me again.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what happened. You acted weird. All she said was, "Nice bag." I love my wife. I love my wife. I love her. I love her to death.
Got hot and everything. And just,
please don't come back. Please stop talking to me. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to you.
Oh man.
You be sitting there like, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to you.
From that moment on, I start closing the door to my office. So you have to knock. Who is it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. That's what you gotta do, man. I mean, listen. It's a treacherous world out here, man. It's a treacherous world, and one of the things I'll tell you, I realized that I just have to embrace the washness and just find little segments of myself. So after that, that's when I really started doing the sneaker customization and stuff, because it was just like, okay, I need an outlet. I need an outlet where I can just, listen to that music and just be in that space for a little bit. And that's the only way I can survive like this.
That's
space,
real.
New space I'm in.
That's real.
I had to really find I honestly, a couple of people asked me like, hey, how come you're not doing that full time or like promoting it? It was therapy. That stuff was always, I started doing that stuff because I was just like, I didn't like what was going on. And I was just like, hey, I just need something to remind me of where I used to be, or that one space or whatever, that cool space again. Like I need to, because for me, when I felt like I was cool, it was more sort of a feeling. So whenever it was something internal, so whenever that dissipated, it was like, that's weird. Okay, let me go grab it again. Let me go do something where I go, okay, all right, okay, all right.
That's true. Because when I came back to Kansas, it was hard to find that, because it was like we always used to just hit the club or whatever, like Friday, Wednesday through Sunday, really.
Yeah. When we found how did we find the Penny Beer place? Who found the Penny Beer place?
That was that was
Pat?
Buddy. No, that was somebody from Marshall's. The Aaron.
Shouts out to Aaron.
And
Aaron,
he put everybody on.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're part of the crew, Aaron. You didn't know you're part of the crew.
Lifetime.
You're definitely part of the crew. You never came around. You didn't come around. You didn't really utilize it as much. Maybe we were a little too wild for you. Or maybe it was that one time that
he came over
to the extra
crib.
body. Well, he came over to the crib a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I think after that one time, our good friend added 2 extra bodies to whatever we were doing at the time. We have corporate jobs now, Tim. I can't. I'm not
one of those stories.
I'm not going any further into that story.
One of the A&M stories. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, shit, yeah. So it was Wednesday to Sunday, right?
Yeah, it was like
Voodoo Sunday. We were the first people to find Voodoo Sunday,
yep.
out of the group. But so Penny Beer Wednesday, Thursday, some set, or we just hang out. Friday, whatever club we decide to go to. Saturday,
whatever party.
If we weren't able to get a young individual to come over to the house, we're outside in the club. Yep. Sunday we go to Voodoo. And Monday
karaoke. Monday chills, rest, recoup, restart.
Yeah, maybe they're throwing a party at Sports Vision. No. That was always a place when you wanted to go get on freshman. I don't know how I know. Someone told me.
The last story I got there was fucking terrible. Jesus.
What? Oh, you mean when you threw that party and
No.
I hung out well for you.
No.
What happened?
I literally one of the an associate of mine. He still goes up to that college, and he goes out there, and he's
Wait a minute. What year was this?
This is like 2017. So I was 27 years old.
So you were at Sports Vision.
Can you let me finish it? Let me finish the story, man. Let me finish the story.
I'm sorry.
I ain't have no business up there. Yeah, you goddamn right.
I was already shaking my head like,
what?
Okay, that's not here nor there. Okay,
sir, you're 30, sir.
All right. So here's what's happening here. One of my homeboys and his uncle were like, "Hey, we're trying to." It was some type of business shit they're trying to do. Oh, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do like a MLM party type shit, right? That's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool, we can do this. I'm like trying to figure that out with them. And he's like, meet me on campus. I'm thinking we're gonna go to campus to pass out, flyers or some shit. I get to campus and this nigga's standing on his car. Mind you, he has a really old car to be 30 plus. Like he has like a 2005 Ford Mustang, but he really loves that fucking car. And I'm really happy that he loves it, but it is a piece of shit. But he's 30, just put this in your head. He's old. He's closer to 40 than he is 20. He has a 2005 Mustang on rims in a subwoofer system in the back of that motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, nigga, I'm not lying.
I remember when I realized what the subwoofer is like became a nuisance. I was so sad because I was so into having subs.
You know what? I've never heard one girl been like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck his brains out because of that subwoofer. Never heard it.
We all thought that's what was gonna happen. We all thought that was gonna happen. Girls gonna be like, yes, him, no, never, it never happened.
Anyways, this nigga sits on campus, right? He's out there. He's just hanging out on campus, and he is literally just talking to women, and he's like picking up girls. And so he's like, hey, Chris. But again, back in this time, I was fucking working at cable or some shit. So he low-key took a shot at me. He's like, yeah, they're climbing on poles and shit, dog. And I was like, damn, he's right. Let me go do this party shit. So he's like, come on to the club with me. We go out to the club, and all these girls are around his car because it's loud and lights and all that shit, right? And my car's, I had the 370s even, so my car's nice too. So we park next to each other, nigga. I back out trying to get out of there, but I'm trying to be cool, get out of there. So I'm making all that noise and shit, and trying to be young, dumb, hanging out the wrong crowd, and I ran smack dab into the back of that nigga.
A parked car.
Yes, and then I was gonna stop to get out.
You kept it moving? Don't tell me you kept it moving.
Nigga, I knew who it was. I knew I hit his car, right? And I was with his cousin, or his nephew. His nephew, nigga, don't you get out this car?
He told you not to get out the car?
Don't you get the drive on me.
Dang.
Drive off, nigga, get your ass out of here. Oh my god.
Damn.
I've never been back because I'm always afraid. Someone's like, I know that car. Shit.
Well, okay. Well, I guess that's what you have for being there.
Yeah, I said to this day, I had no business being there. That's all God was telling me. You got no business being there.
I can understand you going into the green room. Apparently, it's not the green room anymore.
Club 47. It's nice now.
In the green.
In the Oasis Lounge.
But can I still look for a Nia Long with long hair and don't care?
You can look for it. You ain't gonna find it.
You can look for it, though. I forgot the name of the damn song. What's it? Fall Back, so I can't fall back in there no more.
You can fall back. You can do anything you want to, that motherfucker. But boy,
how am I let them? How am I gonna let them know I'm clean? When you fall back,
y'all better stop talking about green room.
Go ahead and fall back. Get up off that.
Be upset, man.
Go ahead and fall back.
Someone loves that club, man. Some people, they love that place.
Here's a new dance and they're calling it the fall back. Go ahead and fall back. Get up off that. I tried to get that to play at my wedding, but my wife wouldn't let me do it.
I appreciate
That or it's over. Yeah.
Man.
No one understand that unless you went. No, none of those kids that didn't invite me to that party know who King South is, and that's a shame for them. They never beefed it up. They never,
they never felt the beef. Just stick it, swirl it, just shake it.
Y'all niggas as well.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they never did it, man. They don't understand, man. I was mad that there was a part of me, and I'm gonna let you know this is how lame I am. There's part of me that was sad that I wasn't on campus when Dabbing was a thing. That just looked cool. I just wanted to do it.
Right.
I just wanted to do it.
Y'all not you said you weren't A&M then. I was like,
I wasn't on campus. I was in suburbia. You know what I mean? But hey man, listen, these are the life and times of three legendary individuals. That was very presumptuous of ourselves, but whatever. That's what we do here. Well, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up. I appreciate you guys taking, the hour and such to, whether it just be the clips or the segments or just you watching the whole thing. I appreciate you guys just taking the time to link with us, taking the time to, to just share with us. I appreciate the reception that we did receive so far. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. If you go to A&M, please, we rep, well, I rep hard. I don't know about the other individuals on this podcast. I had a great time at A&M. So major shouts out to Alabama A&M. This podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that. And yeah, guys, definitely continue to look out for us on all your major DSPs, and definitely give us some interaction in the comments. We definitely appreciate that. That's the lifeline. That's what makes the algorithms say that we're doing something. So other than that, we out.